What's up, everybody? AP Trucker back. I think it's been a little over a week since my last video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos out, please, and hit the bell to be notified when I post videos. Alright, this is a video on my rookie mistakes, first year driving. Alright, first of all, my 20 is, right now I'm in Ohio. Last week I did down south. I was in North and South Carolina, Florida, Georgia, keeping myself busy. Right now it's a little dreary out, as you can see. Raining a little bit. I'm on my way to Massachusetts. Hopefully the weather gets a little bit better. Hopefully it's not snowing or anything. Please, God. So, rookie mistake 101. Your first year out by yourself, you're gonna tend to make a lot of mistakes. Careless mistakes at that. Don't forget, before you start driving every morning and every night, to pre-trip your truck and trailer. Whether you're bobtail or you got a trailer on you, make sure you look over your equipment. Story number one. This one I think happened in Florida. I really can't remember. I know it was hot, and I do think it happened in Florida. This was like a year ago. So I'm bobtail and waiting for them to assign me a trailer to go find it. So I go in and I take a shower. I come back out and neglected to walk around my truck to look at the equipment. I don't know whether or not my glad hands were hung up correctly, or if I got sabotaged by another driver and they pulled and loosened my glad hands from the holders. But I left without looking over my truck and got to the place where I was supposed to pick up my trailer, and my glad hands were dragging on the ground while I was driving. My windows were up, my air was on. I did not hear it. You cannot see it. Nobody told me that was driving, so I drove for about maybe 10 miles with the glad hands and the electrical cord dragging on the ground. So when I got to the place to pick up my trailer, my glad hands looked like somebody scraped them all the way down on the ground like they was trying to start a fire. They were completely destroyed. So I had to go to the nearest truck stop and get my all three of them replaced. The electrical line, both glad hands. That was rookie mistake number one. Number two, I picked up a trailer one time and I slid my tandem, the 40-foot mark, and there is a spring underneath the trailer that lifts the airlines up and keeps them suspended in the air so they don't drag the ground. You can probably guess what I did. I slid my tandems back, but when I locked the pins in place, I didn't look under the trailer again. So I got back in the tractor, and I started going to my pickup. No, I was at a pickup, I was loaded with the product, and I was on my way back to deliver it. So I hear this hissing sound in here, and I'm like, what is that hissing? Then I look at my air gauges, and I see in my air gauge, both of them, primary and secondary, air gauges are going down. They're emptying. And I'm like, what is the problem? I was on the side of the road. I had to stop on the shoulder. I didn't know what the problem was, because I never paid it any mind. I didn't even know what was leaking. So I went around the trailer and the tractor again. I was checking my lines and all of that stuff. And somebody told me, my trainer told me, keep a bottle of water with a little bit of soapy, like suds in it, like a little bit of dish liquid, and spray it on your hoses. If you think you have a leak, it'll bubble like dishwater. It'll bubble like dishwater. So if you think you have a leak somewhere and you can't find it, either spray regular water on it and watch to see if the bubbles come up, or use a little bit of dish detergent in your spray bottle so you can determine whether or not you have a leak, an air leak. But my dilemma was simple. When I went to the back and I looked under the trailer, both airlines that were attached to the trailer were on the ground. They were still connected to the trailer, but they were dragging because of that. The spring was not connected, and when I slid my tandems back, my airlines dropped to the ground, and I didn't take notice to it, so they were dragging. And by the time I realized, I didn't even realize it until I heard the air through my brakes in here, letting me know that something was leaking. It was psst, psst. And I'm like, who whispering in my ear? But it was the trailer. I drug those lines to the point to where I couldn't move. It would hold no air at all. And I was late getting back to the consignee to deliver my load, because I had to sit on the side of the road on the highway with my triangles out for 3 hours waiting for roadside to come. Now, to lessen your problem, before you call roadside, try to pinpoint the exact problem, because you don't want roadside coming out there assessing the situation and not having the parts that you might need for your problem. So make sure you try to pinpoint what your problem is and tell breakdown or whoever's coming out to fix your truck exactly what you think the problem is, so they'll come prepared to fix the problem. Because I went back under the trailer and looked at both lines, they were already prepared and brought both lines for the trailer. And it was a shame, because by the time the man got there, it was dark, and he was working at night on the side of the road, and that is dangerous. But that's 2 rookie mistakes. Like, you'll go through a whole lot more mistakes, but just to give y'all a heads up, make sure that you pre-trip your truck and your trailer. Check the tires, because I picked up on there. Here's another story. I picked up a load. I was picking up a load at a shipper. It was already a loaded trailer. And when I went around to check the trailer, the one tire on the inside and the back, second set, was off the bead. And I could not move that trailer. In some instances, if you're not really heavy, you could probably move the trailer so you don't have to waste 2-3 hours. I sat there for 4 hours waiting for them to come out to fix that tire, and that put me behind. So if you're not really heavy, because I was at like 43,000 pounds, and I couldn't move the trailer for fear that the tire would shred because I was too heavy. So I didn't move it, and I was stuck there waiting for tire roadside to come and fix my tire. So in instances, make sure that you check your tires you do your pre-trip. Make sure, you know, your trailer is functioning correctly. You don't want anything to surprise you, sneak up on you, scare you. You know, you're not ready for surprises when you're a rookie. So I'm making this video to give you a heads up on what to look out for. Make sure you don't get yourself stuck. Try to assess the situation and expect the unexpected, because there's other drivers out here that are not on top of their game, and it'll fall on you and it'll put you behind. Because I know for a fact that trailer with the tire problem, a previous driver left that tire like that because it was off the bead, and you can't tell me that it came off while it was getting loaded. That don't even make no sense to me, because it was completely off and the yard was tiny. So the tire wouldn't have came off that drastically with that small movements. So make sure you if you do have a light load, I'm not, you know, 43,000 pounds is too heavy to move a trailer with a bad tire. I would try to move it with 20,000, 25,000 maybe, if you have to go a short distance. And you put your hazards on and you drive slow. You let people know that you're having an issue, you know, and you're just gonna be taking your time. Make sure you just make everybody else aware of your situation that's around you, because you don't want to cause any other, you know, problems or accidents or anything like that. But make your decisions to your discretion. Try to minimize how much time you're wasting with like roadside issues. You don't want to, I mean, you're going to get caught out there with roadside problems, but just be aware of, don't skip your pre-trips. Don't skip your pre-trips at all. In the morning, at night, you know, anything can happen. You know, another story. I didn't pre-trip my truck in the morning because I was going to be late to the shipper. So I didn't walk around the truck and trailer, and I pulled out of the rest stop to keep moving, and I heard smoke. I seen smoke out my passenger side mirror, and I didn't know what that was. So I pulled over on the side of the road once again, and my trailer tire, my trailer tire, both on the passenger side and the back, were completely flat. I don't know what I rolled over. When I was parking, I didn't feel anything. I had no idea what happened, but because I didn't pre-trip my truck in the morning, I was worried about getting to my destination. Don't ever skip a pre-trip, because it can save you time. You know, you don't want anything to come up and surprise you. So that's what this video is about. Expect the unexpected. Do not skip on your pre-trips. Make sure that you check, you know, your glad hands, and make sure that they're hung up correctly and sturdy. You know, you can hit a bump out here and they could pop off and you won't even know. You know, make sure they're on there correctly. Check your trailer. And I'm just giving you some little bit of a heads up on, you know, small tiny things that could become a big issue. Just pay attention to your equipment, and because this truck is your responsibility when you're driving it, and anything that happens could be blamed on you. And if it causes a serious hazard, it's your fault. You know, it could have went completely left, some of those situations that I just explained to you, and it would have been my fault. And just make sure you do your job the way you're supposed to do it. All right, y'all, I just chimed in for a minute to give y'all that tidbit. Make sure y'all be careful. you know, pray for yourself and everybody to make sure you're safe out here. Stay focused. Stay focused. The job is at hand, and you want to make sure you do it to the best of your ability. You don't want to get stuck, and you don't want to be blamed for something that could have been avoided if you do your pre-trips correctly. So don't skip those. All right, y'all. I'll try to be back next week with something else for y'all. I'll let y'all know when I get ideas here and there. So I'll chime back in next week. Thank y'all for watching. I hope y'all getting some things from the stuff that I am saying. And like I said, pay attention to yourself and your equipment. All right, y'all. That's AP, and I'm out.